Hey everybody, this is Ben, here to give you some feedback, but also try out some new things. I'm actually filming with a GoPro this time. I've got a couple different GoPros for some different things we're working on, and the Vibe board. So this is going to be a detailed breakdown of a recruitment funnel. Now it's maybe a little bit longer. I'm sure there's a way that I can shorten it up so it's a little easier to digest, but I also want to give a ton of value and make sure you're getting the information that you really need to use Videoask the most effectively, okay? So I'm logged in here. This is Phil, so we've got Facebook here, and then I've got my Vibe board here, where I'm just gonna make some suggestions on the funnel flow, okay? So let's get started. We're gonna click on here and just look at Phil's Videoask.
Hey there, Phil Duke Jr. with First Class Real Estate Capstone.
So I'm gonna pause right here and just give the very first feedback that I would do. We landed on this page. This is the very first video in Phil's funnel for recruiting. We've got the overlay text, 2 business models, we've got Phil there, and then we've got some options for people. Now, a couple things to point out that I see very positive. Phil looks very good in this video. It's good lighting, it's good recording, like the image quality is good. It's a little distorted because you're seeing it on this big 55-inch screen, but on a computer it looks fantastic. He sounds good. He doesn't stutter or anything like that, doesn't say a lot, so it's a very good video. But what I'm looking at is, I want you guys to start thinking about your recruiting as the exact process you would do if you were meeting with somebody for the first time. So somebody's called you, they've now come into your office. We're not gonna sit down and immediately jump into 2 business models. We're gonna get to know them a little bit first. We're gonna find out who they are, what their experience is, what they're looking for. Like, we wanna have this conversation. And the power of Videoask is it's going to allow you to have that conversation automatically, okay? So that's the very first thing that I would do is I would have an intro. I hope you guys can see that. With my introduction video, that's where, if I was Phil, I would come out and say, hey, my name is Phil Duke Jr. with First Class Real Estate. Thank you so much for taking a look at our opportunity, okay? So you're just introducing yourself, who you're with, and then you want to have some kind of engagement for whoever you're talking to. So it should mirror a normal conversation. So if you just wanted to say, hey, first off, what's your name? Great, you could ask them that, what's your name? Or to give you the best information possible, I just want to make sure I'm talking to the right person. So are you an agent, or are you a team leader, or are you a former broker that now wants to come over and look at this opportunity? So you want to kind of qualify them some way. So within our introduction, we could do a name and then go to the next step, or we could ask them their role basically. Are you an agent? Are you a team leader? Are you just looking to get your license? Because the next step in our video funnel should be based on their responses, okay? So for this sake, let's go introduction video, and then we're gonna ask them what their role is, because we wanna take them different paths. We wanna say unlicensed, sorry about the handwriting, unlicensed, we wanna have agent, or we wanna have a team lead. And the reason I say this is because First Class offers some very competitive models based on what someone's goals are. So in this video, Phil's going to talk about the 2 models, the 70-30 partner model, which is ideal for new agents or agents who don't want to generate leads. They just want to take the leads from the company and they want to go convert them themselves. And then they have the entrepreneur model, which is geared towards agents who really have established themselves. They're comfortable with their lead generation. They just want to have a good brokerage to hang their license at, but they don't want to pay a ton of money in splits. It's a huge advertising advantage for First Class. Or it's geared towards somebody who wants to build a team, because it is a 100% commission with just a transaction fee, so that somebody can come in, build a team, and be able to offer whatever commission splits they want to team leaders. But this is where I think, as good as the information is that Phil has here, where we're going to lose people is we're introducing them to these models before we found out more about them, okay? So that's what I would suggest, is just kind of changing this up a little bit to find out what their role is. Because if I'm an unlicensed agent, then that's going to be a different video where we say, fantastic, you explain the benefits of working in real estate, why someone should choose to work with First Class, and then you want to redirect them to CE Shop or somewhere like that to go get their license, and then come back to you when they're ready, okay? Now, if it's an agent, that's when we start talking about which is which. So we're going to listen to this video, and then I'm going to break down the next steps.
And over here at First Class, we have 2 commission models, and I'm going to briefly explain both of those, and in a second I'm going to ask you to pick which one of those you would like to hear more about. So really important. We have 2 commission models over here. We really have a good fit for everybody, I believe. Our first model is the partner model. The partner model is for those agents who need coaching, who need training, who need leads provided to them, and who need.
Okay, so coaching, they need training, and they need leads. So one thing that Phil could do is we could actually take this conversation a little bit further. And if we're asking someone first, what's your role? And they say, I'm an agent. Since we know the 70-30 partner model is for someone who wants more coaching, wants more training, and wants more leads, we could actually ask this as a question. And we could say, okay, so go ahead and tell me what's most important to you in a broker. You're someone who provides leads, provides coaching. Like, we can ask them individual questions and gear them towards not just explaining the 70-30 partner model, but actually suggesting the 70-30 partner model. Okay, so if his next question after introduction is, so someone's an agent, the agent comes through, so I'm gonna put this here big, hope you guys can see that, agent. Well, now our next question is, fantastic, we could ask them how long they've been licensed. If it's less than 1 year, then we could ask them a different set of questions. But even if we didn't ask them the time frame that they've been a licensed agent, we could say, fantastic, you're an agent. And then we could ask them a lead question. So I'm generating my own leads, or I need help. I need help generating. Okay, do you see how just even this question here, if someone says, I'm an agent, now they've engaged with the funnel, that's the advantage too. You did your introduction, they answered that they're an agent, then they came to this next step and they said, I need help generating my leads. Then that would lead to the perfect pitch for this model, for the 70-30. Because that video would have a great introduction that addresses their answer. Hey, I get it. I was a new agent too. I know how hard it is to generate leads. That's why we created the 70-30 partner model, which I think you're really going to enjoy. Let me tell you a little bit about that. Okay, and now you're speaking to somebody specifically that knows they need help. Okay, now if somebody had answered, I'm generating my own leads, perfect. Now we would talk about this entrepreneur model, the 100%. And that video would start by saying, something like, fantastic, so you're an agent, you're generating your own leads, congratulations. I know that's hard for a lot of agents. I think you would really take advantage of our entrepreneur model, and that's geared towards somebody who is an agent that's comfortable generating their own leads. Here's how that model works, okay? So now we're tailoring this conversation specifically to the individual that we're talking to. Does that make sense? And I'm gonna finish playing Phil's video because he has a ton of great content. It's just we can reposition when it's said and how it's said so that it's more automatic and it's engaging people a little more.
Need admin support provided to them. So this is a 70-30 split with.
That's one thing I missed. So admin support. That would all go on the next video.
Closing coordination included on every transaction that they do, with listing input services included, which includes the sign and lockbox installation, professional photography, MLS input, and then on top of that, we provide leads and coaching and training to the agents who are on this 70-30 partner model. So that's option number one. Option number two is our 100% model that we call the entrepreneur model. This is for the agents who have already built up their book of business, who don't need a whole lot of help with leads and training. They already know how to do deals. They're just looking for somewhere to keep more of their money, or maybe they're looking to grow a team.
Okay. That's the question we want to ask. Do you see how if we were to even just break down that part of the video and we would say, let's figure out what's right for you. So are you an individual agent who is looking for coaching, training, leads, admin support, or are you a more experienced agent and everything Phil just said there, who is comfortable generating their leads, is comfortable with the paperwork and all that, you just maybe don't want to pay such a high commission split, or you want to build your own team. That's a perfect spot to break down and ask those questions and then redirect to a different video conversation.
And that would be under the entrepreneur model. So those agents keep more of their commission, they pay a transaction fee.
And this is one last thing I want to get at. When we're just engaging somebody, I really want you guys to start thinking about it as an advertisement, right? We don't want to give away all the information until somebody's engaged to a certain point with us. In this one, I know we're going to go and learn more about these models, but Phil's given us all the information we need for the models for the most part, right? And we could make a decision based on what we've heard in this video, but we may not be ready to make that decision. So I would back this off. And if you would say, you know, like we were saying earlier, if you ask a question to find out where they're at in their career, I'm a new agent, I'm an experienced agent, I'm comfortable generating my own leads, I need help generating my own leads, that's going to steer you to the next questions, because then based on these, that's where you would start splitting these things out, okay? And then you would go into explaining the model.
Per transaction, they get to keep more of their money because they don't require as much assistance as the agents who would on the partner model. So which one of these two models would you want to hear more about? The 70-30 partner model or the 100% entrepreneur model?
So again, Phil sounds so good in these videos. He's so comfortable. I can tell he's delivered this presentation time and time again. He's so polished with it. It's so good. I'm just saying, just break it up a little and ask some engaging questions before we ask them that question about what they want to explore. And I really think it's better if instead of asking them, you suggest it based on their responses, okay? Very last thing I would say on this is we want to probably change this right up here because we do want it, if you're going to do overlay text, we want it to, and it's your first video, maybe something like it's, "Hi, welcome to First Class Real Estate," or something like that. And then on these down here, these options, you can actually have those be a delayed interaction. I don't know if you guys can see the red on there, but Phil doesn't bring that up until, so here's the total time of the video, 1 minute, 40 seconds. He brings that up. He starts asking the question at like 1:35. You can actually delay this interaction until 1:35, the 1:35 mark. So then the whole time that they're watching, they're actually listening to him and not jumping and choosing one of these options before they've really had a chance to listen to the pitch. So that's what I would do. I would watch this overlay and make sure it's something that is just more like, "Hi, welcome to First Class," or just something friendly, or take it out altogether. And then if you're going to have these options pop up, delay it until they've heard enough of your message to know what's going on, and then jump through, okay? All right, so we're gonna go through and we're gonna say we want the 70-30 model. Now, this is one thing I want you guys to pay attention to. So in this video, we just went through the introduction and then we said we wanted the 70-30 model. You may scare some people away asking for contact information so soon. And with Videoask, you can actually move where you collect that contact information from them. So I would move it a little bit further down, because personally, I don't care if 100 people come in and hear my pitch. The video ask should be done in a way that you're answering information, you're letting people know who you are, you're getting them excited about who you are, what you offer, and getting them to want to work with you. So I only want to collect the contact form of people who have made it to that stage and do want to work with me. I don't want to chase down people that watched my whole pitch and they just weren't that interested. So personally, I would move this to a what's next, like either book a time to meet with me directly, schedule, let's jump on a live call right now, or if you were going to do some kind of lead magnet, download this information, like the top things every new agent needs to know, top 10 things to look for when selecting the right broker, something like that. That's when we collect that information, okay? Because I think you're going to lose some people here. But I'm going to put my stuff in just so I can go to the next one.
Okay, awesome. So the partner model is what most of our agents are on. It's a great fit for agents that are getting to that point that they're maybe needing to hire an assistant. Maybe you can delay that by using our closing coordination and listing input services. Instead of hiring somebody to do those things for you, you can just get those things included. Or maybe you're kind of a newer agent to the business. You're looking to kind of grow your book of business. You need some help with leads. You need some help with training. And so what I want to do next is kind of go over some of those main things that we provide to our agents under the partner model, let you see those things, and hopefully that will make this thing look a little bit clearer to you.
Okay, so again, Phil sounds good, he looks good, it's a good video. I would probably shorten it up a little bit, and then I would take this out right here and make it a one button thing where it's let's go, or get started, or tell me more, or something like that, because we don't want them to have to come back to this video every time they want to select something new, okay? So if Phil's explaining the partner model here, that was a fantastic explanation. So I would keep that video the exact same that it is, and then I would give them an option that like just says let's go. Let's go, or learn more, but some kind of one action button that then takes them to a menu video where it's Phil saying, fantastic, what area do you want to learn more about? And then we would have these options that we could select through, and we could click leads or coaching, training, technology, closing coordinator, okay? I hope that makes sense there. So I'm just going to say leads.
All right, so looking for a solution to get some more leads. This is actually a very easy thing for us to provide to agents, because what we have done, what we found the best way to handle leads and to give leads out to our agents is to let an ISA, an inside sales agent, handle all of our incoming leads that come in. So every lead that comes in through our website, through a Facebook ad, through any kind of lead that we have going, goes to a call center first. Now, we have partnered with one of the biggest call centers in the country. They have over 600 people that work 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. And all they do is answer leads that come in. They call leads that haven't converted yet. They will call a lead up to 26 times over a 1-year period. And then when they get somebody on the line who is actually ready to talk to agents, then all of our agents that are on this lead rotation will get a text message that come directly to your phone, and all you have to do is click the lead, hop on the phone, and they will introduce you to the lead that is on the phone. They'll say, hey, this is Phil with First Class Real Estate. He's an agent in the local area. Phil, this is so-and-so. They're wanting to go look at 1234 Main Street. And I'm going to say something like, great, guys, let me get a little bit of information. What day works good for you? You know, is there something about that house in particular that made you pick that one?
Okay, I'm going to pause this for 1 second because I love this video. It's a fantastic one. But now we're getting more into the teaching aspect, which I really think we should kind of hold back. We've got some great information here. With our leads, we provide these leads for you. We have ISAs that work 7 days a week. It's a call center. They'll follow up 26 times over the course of a year. Once they get somebody interested, they're actually going to text you. You'll respond, they're going to live transfer. That's where I would end this right here with that lead generation, okay? Because all of what he's telling now, that's more coaching and teaching and training on what to do. And I don't want somebody with a short attention span. You see we're at 1:56 on this total video. I don't want to lose them there. I want them to get the information they need, get more information, but then book a call with me, okay? So I'm just going to play this out. We only have a couple seconds left.
The right school zone. You know, we're going to teach you a script on how to take those leads coming in. And then all you have to do is go out there, meet them, do this.
Okay, so this is a good point. If we don't want to go through all that training, we could say they're going to text you, you're going to live transfer, and if you're not sure what to say, don't worry about it. We provide you with scripts that convert leads into clients, and then you could just end it right there.
Show it and hopefully convert that lead. And we know that the first agent that meets with a lead in person has a 70% chance of that person picking you to be their agent. So that is how we handle leads here at First Class Real Estate.
Okay, so what I would do on this, and I've already gone through this video, so I don't need to show you every aspect of it as I'm kind of watching it through. We've got this answer right here. I'm going to change this color up a little bit. Let's go with like a yellow. See how that works. Yeah, that's better. Okay, this answer thing right here, that's really only when we want to get somebody's feedback to keep them engaged. Because as I'm listening to this and I'm learning more about the lead program with First Class and with Phil, I don't know why I would want to do one of these responses. So where he set that last video up as a menu tree, and you had it where it was, here's his video, and then he had leads, we had technology, right? And then we had like assistance, maybe. And those were individual buttons. When I look at that, that's telling me that that's a menu tree. So people are going to be able to come back to that and then select a new item to see. But with this, I don't know where he's taking me. That's the biggest challenge I see there, because I don't know how I would respond to that. So I would remove that one completely unless you want them to answer something very specifically. Like if you asked a question of, what's your biggest struggle with lead generation? You can answer a couple different ways. You can record a video, you can just record audio if you want to, or if you'd rather text me, go ahead and just put text information right here. But just tell me in as little or as much information as you want, what is your biggest struggle generating leads right now? That's how you would lead somebody into an open-ended answer like this, okay? Oh. So I'm just gonna text just to see what next step we go to.
All right, so Bruce, you want to go over kind of the numbers on how the partner model works? I mentioned to you it was 70-30.
Okay, so now we're breaking down, and I really like this because we're showing information. What I wanted to suggest on this one is, this was done with a screen share through Videoask directly. If you're going to record, overlay, or screen share like this, I would record it on a different software like QuickTime or Loom, which is an online screen recording software, because you want to be able to upload the file, and then don't do fit to video because you want it to show the whole width instead of being cut off here, okay? But this is information that would be really good with not on leads, but on splits. So I would want to make this a video where somebody could come back and then click on it and check out the partner model.
It is 70/30 on any leads that you generate yourself personally. But we also, in addition to the stuff you're going to generate personally, we provide leads and we provide appointments to agents on the partner model. So a lead is just name, phone number.
And this is somewhere we could address this too. Where we were talking about this ISA, if we're talking about leads, we can say we have 3 different lead models: personal leads, first class leads, and first class appointments. You could go into the different definition of those and then go over the splits on something else, okay? He's got some information here. It's funny, I've watched this back a couple times and tried to figure out the best way to approach the training on this because I see these things, and I'm gonna play because I think he scrolls down a little.
Number, email, we don't know if they're...
But I think that this stuff right here, the included training, the email and fax, the private Facebook group, anything that's done as a free perk, that's where I'd want that over in my introduction video, right? Like if you're saying, hey, Phil Duke Jr., welcome to First Class Real Estate. We give you everything you need to succeed. We give you free training from the best in the business. Email, your own email and fax, absolutely free. Access to a private Facebook group. First Class University, where we provide all the training that you could need. Like that's that introduction video. And then you say, okay, but before we go in, let's just find out what model is the best for you because we offer 2 different models. So let me get a little bit more information about you. Are you an agent or are you a team leader? And then you go into all that stuff, okay?
Really serious or not really serious, but if you follow up with them and turn it into a closing, then those are 50-50. What we have found is that agents prefer when we provide them appointments. It's just a whole lot easier to just leave the office and go show a house and turn that appointment into a closing. It's a little bit closer to
All right, so he just made the comment, he said, we find that most people just want to go out and do the appointments. That could be another thing here when we're asking qualifying questions. So if we say, great, you're an agent, and that goes to lead generation. I need help with my leads. Fantastic. Do you want to call and follow up? Or would you rather just go to appointments? Because if someone's like, hey, I'm an agent, I'm struggling with lead generation, I would rather just go do appointments. Fantastic, we have a great partner model. Well, we'll set appointments for you. It's a 40% split to us, but the best thing is you just have to get up from your desk and go to the appointments. We'll set them for you. You see how there's just all these different ways to give somebody the information while keeping them engaged with what you're trying to, with your pitch and your presentation, okay? So just keep that in mind as we go.
the closing date and we provide you with appointments. So appointments we provide are at 40/60. So I mentioned the leads. If we connect you to a lead that turns into an appointment, you go out and do that showing, it turns into a sale for you, that would be at 40/60. Our agents here on the partner model pay a monthly.
So you see how we have more of this here? There's a private Facebook group, the mobile app. So all of these things that are free would be in my intro. Intro, the free services.
Check fee of $79, and then every closing they have, there's a transaction fee of $225. So if you generate, a list.
And I had written a note here, but I would take this fee information and I would actually have that be a separate topic on your menu tree. Technology.
Or a buyer on their own, it would be 70/30 minus $225. We do the closing coordination for every transaction. We provide the training, your email account, a private Facebook.
See, that's all the stuff that we want in this introduction. You have a branch manager, you have a CRM, we have client care leads, a marketing department, professional photography. This is all great stuff to get somebody to want to learn more.
Group, a mobile app for you to generate leads with, have a branch operation manager here to help you with whatever you need, You get the CRM, you get the leads, you get the marketing department, free professional photography, your free branded website. We also provide you with your yard signs and your first 500 business cards when you join on here as a partner agent with First Class. And that's kind of how the partner model works.
That's that's what happens to me every time I use the screen share from Videoask. That might also be a section where you talk about the free services as part of your menu tree, because there were a ton of them there. All right. Now, again, this is where we want to look at, I don't know how I'm supposed to answer this right there. So I would want that more to be a button that would be like main menu. Okay, so they can go learn more, or if you don't want to do main menu, you could actually put in a button there that talks about the tech, and now yellow is not really working. You could talk about the training. Like, unless you need them specifically to answer a question that you can't populate with multiple choice or something else, don't put in this open-ended, okay? All right.
All right, so if you have some additional questions or would like to learn more about what the next steps would be to join on with First Class Real Estate, just click the link on the next screen and you can set up a time to do a video chat with me. Again, it'll be discreet. Nobody will know that you're shopping around. It'll just be me and you talking, and I can show you anything more in depth you want to see, answer any questions that you might have, and appreciate you for just kicking the tires and seeing what we have to offer at First Class. And if I can help you in any way, feel free to reach out and let me know.
So again, I can't say it enough. I love how Phil looks on camera. He's so comfortable. He's delivered this message. He's very polished. It's a fantastic video. But again, I don't know what I'm supposed to answer here. That's a challenge. I don't know what I'm supposed to answer. And this really should be the setup video that if it would be like your lead into that should be like meet with me or book a discovery call or something like that. When someone clicks on that, now you have this video where he's talking, because he has such great information in there, like, hey, this is going to be private, it's one-on-one, nobody has to know. If you're just kicking the tires, I understand it. It's a great video. But when I have them right here, I don't want to take them to another step. I want to now just have the answer be my calendar integration. And he does that on the next video, but I would make that my video with my calendar, okay? So they can just go ahead and select the date that works for them, and then you can capture their contact information. You can do that before, you can do it, you can do the contact form before they schedule that time, you can do it all there. But if someone's gotten to the point where they want to meet with you now, they're engaged, they want to keep going. So I'm going to show you, because he does have the calendar on the next one. But you notice how with this one, we flowed through, and our process was, we went 70-30 model, then we went down to lead, and then it auto took us to the percentages and the free stuff. And then it auto took us to this message, which was an invitation to book. So I didn't have an option to go back here and select a different thing to learn about. Okay, so that's what I would look at. You want to connect those back and always give them the option just to meet with you directly. So let me do this again. Phil's going to be looking at all these NA answers like, who's this jerk saying NA to everything? See, now we go to the calendar. So I know he set this up as a redirect. So instead of the end screen, when someone filled out the open-ended question, it just went to the calendar. I would make that a calendar in the video itself, okay? So we're almost done with this because we can't go back. So I want to actually go back into this video, and we're not going to watch it all. I'm just going to go through the steps. See, and this is what I was saying earlier. Here's my menu tree.
Okay, awesome. So the partner model is what most of our...
But I didn't have the option to go back and learn about the coaching, the training, the technology, or the closing coordinator. So if I click on leads, that flow should be, if you were sticking with this, I'd go 70-30 model, then I would go to a menu tree. And within the menu tree, I had the leads, coaching, tech, and the closing coordinator. So I'll just put a TC. If somebody clicks on one of these, if we go into Phil's head, let's go down here. if someone clicks on leads, I want to now have a video that addresses the leads. And then I want to give them the option to go main menu, which is going to come back up here, or meet with me, which is then going to go to that video that we just saw of Phil, that the answer is the calendar. That's how I would do that, okay? Because I know from walking through these, if I click on one of these, it's going to go the same thing. I'll learn about the coaching and training, and then I'll go right to this video, which I don't want to do. So I think we got a lot of good information there. Again, I mean, the most important thing though is he feels comfortable, and when I watch it, he's a real human. I can tell he's a broker that knows what he's talking about. I'd want to meet with him. But I'm going to show you, let's go to this. Let's close down Phil here and just look at this flow. So if you're building your recruitment, this is how I would do it. Number one, you're just going to want your intro video. Okay, and this is going to be who you are, your company, and then why you can help. Here's your experience, here's your connections, here's your resources, something like that. And then you want to invite them to continue. And you can do that a couple different ways. You can do it with just a button that says, let's go. Or you can do it by asking a question. And I'd ask a question. So for starters, let's find out, what's your role? So that's where I would go. I would go role. Okay? And then I would have a different option for no license, agent, team. Okay? Then within each of these with no license, I would give them guidance on how to get their license, what to prepare for, things like that. So this would be like an explanation video. And then I would take them somewhere like my CE shop, and I would collect contact right here. Hey, before I send you to the CE shop, I'm going to grab some information from you so that I can just stay in touch with you as you go through and you get your license. I'm also going to send you out some helpful information that will help you hit the ground running once you get your license, okay? And then you're just going to end that out. Now, if they come over and they say they're an agent, now I want to start engaging them with questions. So I want to find out more. So you could ask them, how long would be one. Biggest struggle. Goals. What do you like about your current brokerage? What don't you like? Most important in a broker. Okay? And you're giving them these options that these could all be a series. Great. How long have you been an agent? Let them answer. What's your biggest struggle right now? Fantastic. I understand that. What are your goals? Perfect. What did you like about your last broker? Great. What didn't you like about your last broker? Great. What's most important to you in your new broker? Fantastic. You've gathered all this information and now you move them through. Well, you know, we do offer two different models for our agents. 70-30. We offer two different models. We offer a model for people who are comfortable generating their own leads and those who need help building business. Which is best for you? Well, I'm comfortable with my own leads. Great, let's go to the 100% model. I need help. Great, let's go into the 70-30. Okay? And then you're going to explain those as we talked about. Here's the leads. Here's the splits. Here's the services. And all that is gearing towards book a call. Okay? It'd be the same thing. 100%, here would be your fees, benefits, and then book call. Now if we have somebody that's on a team, great, we could ask them these same questions. How long have you been a team leader? What are the biggest struggles? What are the goals for your team? What do you currently like about your broker? What don't you like? What's most important to you in a brokerage? Great. And then you go over here and start asking them different questions to say, are you comfortable generating leads for your team? Or do you need help generating those leads? I'm comfortable generating my own. Fantastic. Here's this model. Okay. It looks a little sloppy when you see it on paper, but I hope it's making sense. That's the flow that you would do when you're looking at one of these models. So Phil had so much great information. We just break that down into different things. A lot of his was in this intro. And then in this explanation video, we can explain a lot of that stuff about why somebody should work with Phil and First Class. And then as they're answering these questions, the video lead-in will give more feedback to them. So when you ask an agent, how long have I been an agent? You could have a couple different options. So this is where, I apologize if I lose you guys. Just think of it as adding on things if you're ordering from a restaurant. Like what we've built here is a basic bacon cheeseburger, okay? Anything we add on is just adding on pickles, onions, ketchup, all that stuff. So if I want to ask how long, and I want to give people an option that says like less than 1 year, 1 to 3 years, 3+. I could have a separate video before asking on the struggles and say, hey, I get it, man. Being an agent for that first year is incredibly tough. What do you think your biggest struggles are? Right? Or if they answered 1 to 3 years, hey, 1 to 3 years, fantastic. So you're not brand new, but you also still haven't really caught that momentum. What do you think your biggest struggles are now that you've been in the business for at least a year? Okay? You can start adding on these things to make these funnels even more automated, more effective, and more beneficial. So I hope that this helped. I hope it didn't do more damage than it was meant to. It was meant to do really good things. But I guess at the end of the day, the most important thing is that you're making videos. It doesn't matter if you get all technical like this. I think something like what I've designed here is going to be a better flow. It's going to engage people more. It's probably going to get more action. But at the end of the day, if you're at least making the videos, that's more important than you doing nothing and not having those videos out there, okay? I would love to know what you think. Give me your comments, share your funnels with me. I would love to see Phil's funnel as he kind of updates it and changes it through to see if that flows a little bit better. And then that's it. If you've made it this far, thanks so much for watching. If you think somebody's going to benefit from this, please share. Please make sure that you've liked my YouTube channel and you're following all these funnel fix videos so that you can get all the information you need to just go out and kick ass and be the agent that you know you deserve to be. All right. Thanks for watching.